to him as the visionary, the mentor. But all of you have to remember one thing. He built this company. He built the V family from nothing. In 1998, he had a vision. Unlike every other owner of a network marketing company, unlike every other founder, their visions were based on corporate strategy, profitability, and all of that. But Dato Sri Vijay believed in his own principle that he got from his father, his mother, Datin Sri's father, the teachers before him, that he established his organization to make a difference in the world. And people like that, we don't hear about enough. And every time he comes up on stage, he speaks about the great ones, Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, Mother Teresa. He speaks about people who changed the world in a different environment, a different era. But today, you hear a lot about great people like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Ratan Tata, Sheikh Zayed, who changed countries, who changed technology. But there's one name I am so proud to hear every time. That is the name of Dato Sri Vijay Eswaran. A man who believes in human potential. He's a firm believer that a nobody can become a somebody, that you can go from zero to hero. And I told Anne this, I think 2 weekends ago. The proudest moment of me being his downline, his student, his brother, was at one weekend where I was with V Kids. I was with V Kids having some fun. And they all asked about Uncle Vijay or Uncle Dato Sri. And I was amazed because these were kids coming for the first time. And they talked about the sphere of silence. They talked about rhythm. They talked about so many things that was beyond their age. And I sat down with these kids and I asked them, how do you know so much about Uncle Vijay or Uncle Dato Sri? And they told me this amazing thing. They told me about how every night their parents would tell them bedtime stories about Dato Sri Vijay's messages and lessons. And when I heard that, I was so proud. My dream, my wish is many generations from now, and this will become a reality. Many generations from now, up on stages around the world, when we are no longer around, there will be people talking about this great man, Dato Sri Vijay Eswaran. That his legacy will be the children of the networkers, your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, carrying his value system in their DNA will be his legacy. That we have to keep a promise that we made to him. Because for 24 years, he has been keeping the promise he made to us. To always be by our side during our toughest times. To be there to guide us, hold our hands, take us on this journey, leading us from the front, not at the back. And this is our upline. This is our founder, Dato Sri Vijay. And he has been keeping his promise for 24 years. He will keep it for the next 24 years, I know. And we have to keep our promise to him, that we will take his message, his heart, to 1 billion lives, touching 1 billion lives, 1 billion. His vision, his dream must become a reality, because his legacy is not about network marketing. His legacy is about changing this world one person at a time. So tonight it gives me great honor and privilege And with the utmost respect and humility, let me welcome back on VCC Day 2, our upline, our mentor, the visionary who built this company with a heart of gold, the one and only Dato Sri Vijay Eswaran. VCC 2022, rise and help me welcome the one and only Dato Sri Vijay Eswaran. VCC one more time. Help me welcome Dato Sri Vijay Eswaran. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Morocco. Sudan. Khartoum. Nepal. Nigeria. Mumbai, India. Burkina Faso. Kolkata. Delhi, India. Cote d'Ivoire. Bangalore. Sri Lanka. Coimbatore. Ahmedabad. Burundi. Agra. Cochin. Tirunelveli.
you. Let's begin our session tonight.
Om Namah Shivaya, Anna.
Om Namah Shivaya. How are you, Paman?
Very good. We love you, Anna. They're going crazy all over the world. Last night after the...
Cannot hear you, Paman, very well.
Last night after your session, every city here went crazy, Anna. We had some crowd control problems in some countries.
Well, the important thing I think about all this is that they carry the message back.
Oh, man. Are we muting Chennai? Can we mute Chennai? Can we mute Chennai? Yes.
All right. So I've been watching the last few days. Today was very powerful. There were so many powerful speakers today. I think it would be... Can someone mute Chennai, please?
One second, they're muting. Can we mute everyone else? Okay, done, Anna.
All right.
Oh, sorry. Done? Yes, Anna. You can speak now. Sorry.
All right. I heard some of the sessions over the last 24 hours. Chennai is still talking.
Yeah, we just have to mute. Okay, if y'all can hear me, can y'all please mute all the countries? All the countries, please mute yourself. Thank you, Dato Sri speaking. Which country is that? Is it Bangalore?
I can see Chennai is still talking.
Oh, man. What is it?
It looks like they are still talking.
QI Tower is muted. What?
All right, they seem to be fine now. Yes?
Yes, Anne.
Right. Okay, so the last 24 hours, the last 12 hours were amazing. And hearing them speak was very, very powerful. And I think many of them spoke from the heart. They spoke with a lot of, enthusiasm, energy, and the empowerment was amazing.
Yes,
so even for me, hearing it for the umpteenth time, I was completely, mesmerized. So it's good to hear so many of them today. Padma, Adli, so many powerful, Arun, George. They spoke with such passion. And of course, our own Donna.
Donna had a panel with Kalai,
Padman,
Sally.
now they muted you.
Oh, they muted me, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, now can you hear me, Anne? Dato Sri can hear me. Why, yeah? QI Tower. Welcome to the world of technology, Anne. I don't know what's going on.
You're still muted.
You muted VCC HQ
I think
Master.
You're the only one talking at the moment.
VCC HQ
Shall
Master.
I lend you Ridwana?
No, Anne, we're okay. VCC HQ Master, you muted. Dato Sri's one.
So, okay, I can hear you now.
Donna had a panel with Kalai, Sally, and Said Amir. Beautiful session with women empowerment, as you said last night, Anna.
Yes. That was very, very powerful. And Padma was powerful.
Yes. And then Adli and Arun.
Yes. So I caught bits of it, and it's amazing to me that the energy that they're bringing out, it just charges us up again. And Japa was on top form today.
Yes, and I love Japa's session and the chatting with him. And
yeah, so look in the mirror and see if you are the leader that you will follow. I thought that's an amazing remark to make, which is absolutely true. Look in the mirror, before anything else happens. So today
We Am I on? Yes. We lost the feed of Dato Sri. Was it QI Tower?
Change is constant. Change is inevitable. Change is immeasurable. Change, be the change. Yeah. Change is the game, you need a new mind frame. Stop following the world and be the change. Drive the change. Write the change. Just block the change. Change, be the change. Change society, change your country, change our people, change, be the change. Change is the game, you need a new mind frame. Stop following the world and be the change. Head the change, inspire change, invent the change, change, be the change.
I will put them back on.
Change perspectives, change POVs, change leadership, change, be the change. Change is the game, you need a new mind.
Anne,
Yes.
Your energy was too strong that Zoom couldn't handle it, Anne. Zoom couldn't handle it, Anne.
We will give them a 5-minute break to get everything sorted out. Shall we put a music video on? Because I have a music video scheduled for, which is from MC Yogi from about Mahatma Gandhi and Be the Change.
Perfect, Anne.
All right? Let's cue that video on.
Dedicated to all spiritual activists, truth seekers, and peaceful warriors worldwide.
I regard myself as a soldier, though a soldier of peace.
Once upon a time, not long ago, there was a boy who would grow and become a great soul. He lived in India, and his name was Gandhi. He believed in human rights, and he fought for equality. He felt so strongly that he trained himself, because he realized first he'd have to change himself. He changed his clothes and decided to walk. Some days he practiced silence and refused to talk. When he was young, he studied to be a lawyer, and then he became a great spiritual warrior. He read from the scriptures of every religion, came to the realization that we're all God's children. Because he understood that we're all equal, he became a spokesman for the people, a karma yogi devoted to service, to spread truth and peace was his purpose. You gotta be the change that you wanna see in the world, just like Gandhi. Be the change that you wanna see in the world, just like Gandhi. Just like Gandhi. Gandhi dedicated his life to the cause, even when it meant breaking unjust laws. He often faced prison and incarceration, but that only strengthened his determination. He said he would make every sacrifice, but that he would never kill or take a life. He used his heart instead of his fist, and he taught non-violence as the way to resist. A peaceful soldier who used his mind to fight for the rights of humankind, but not just people, animals too. In his basic teaching, God is truth. He joined Muslims, Sikhs, and Hindus, Christians, Buddhists, Jains, and Jews. All the many paths that lead into the light that shines bright inside of me and you. You gotta be the change that you wanna see in the world, just like Gandhi. Be the change that you wanna see in the world, just like Gandhi. Be the change that God makes the whole world blind, and it takes more strength and faith to be kind. With that in mind, Gandhi took a stand against the foreign occupation of his land. When things got violent, Gandhi would fast, not eating for days until the riots would pass. But the biggest event that made the British halt is when Gandhi G decided to harvest salt. The British Empire installed a salt tax, and stealing salt was an unlawful act. So Gandhi and his peeps took to the streets, 10,000 deep, they marched to the beach. But when they arrived, they were beaten with clubs, but they didn't fight back, instead they chose love. The foreign military realized they were wrong and eventually decided to go back home. You see, Gandhi G was a very great leader, but before all that, he was shy and meager. As a young child, he was just like you and me, before he became Mahatma Gandhi. The word Mahatma, it means great soul, and it's inside of us just waiting to unfold. If you follow your heart and act real bold, next time it'll be your story that's told. You gotta be the change that you wanna see in the world to change, just like Gandhi. Be the change that you wanna see in the world, just like Gandhi. Be the change that you wanna see in the world to change, just like Gandhi. Be the change that you wanna see in the world, just like Gandhi. Be the change that you wanna see in the world to change, just like Gandhi. Be the change that you wanna see in the world, just like Gandhi.
Myself as a soldier, though a soldier of peace.
Unbelievable one, Ane.
Absolutely. Can I see the crowds again? Can I see the crowds again? Kolkata! Coimbatore, Kolkata! Chandigarh! Are Chandigarh! Morocco! Nigeria! Indonesia! Delhi! Dubai! Bangalore! Thank you, thank you. All right. Settle down, thank you. Settle down, settle down. So, Patman, what do you think of the video?
I love it, Ane. I love it. Only thing
Yeah, I thought
missing,
it's-
only thing missing there was your picture, Ane.
I think what's important is that, unlike talking about all of the, as you pointed out, talking about all of the tycoons of the world, we were
Yeah.
talking about the people who made such a big difference. I agree with you. And these are the people who continue to inspire us. These are the words that people that I continuously talk about every time. Batman.
Omane.
So, will we do Q&A today or what?
Yes, David and Sati are on standby with questions. But you can start off with your message for day 2, and then we go into questions.
All right. Okay. The important thing is once you start this life of change, because change is not something you do one time only. Change is a habit. Change is something you live for every single day. Change must start within you. And once it starts, it must be an addiction. An addiction that you must learn to love and embrace. Change is the only way to survive all of the challenges that life will throw at you and to thrive despite them. But in order to adapt this change, there are certain things that you must learn to somehow get to practice. You heard just now, anything that you do for 21 days would essentially become a habit. Now, what does that mean? Why is it so important to be a habit? Because ultimately, habit controls your destiny. Everything in life starts with a thought. The buildings that you are sitting in, the cities that you are sitting in, the architecture outside, the technology, the phones that you're holding, this technology of Zoom that we're watching, all of this began with thought. Somebody somewhere sat down to think about it, and from thought, it progressed. In our own lives, everything begins from thought. So from thinking, from thought, we go to word. From thinking, we go to talking. When we talk about it, it begins to take form and shape. So from thinking to talking. And from talking, we begin to do. From thinking to talking to doing. And whatever you do, every day, you become the master of. Anything that you do every day, you become the master of. Look at the simple things that you do every day. Whether it is a question of, driving to school, or picking up your children, or doing the natural chores around the house. No one can do it better than you simply because you do it every day. Shaving for the men. All right? No one does it better than you. So if you were to take that a little bit more and start adding things of value that you do every day. If you read every day, that becomes a habit. Are you with me? Are you with me? So choose carefully what you do every day. First, you think about it. You talk about it. Then you start to do it. From thinking to talking to doing. And whatever you do every day becomes a habit. And your habit, all of your habits, when they come together, the composite of your habits is your character. The composite of your habits is your character. So all your habits put together evolve into the character. The character that you portray to the world, the character that you are known and seen as. So we started from talking, thinking, talking, doing. That became habit, and habit became character. And ultimately, your character is the architect of your destiny. So where you end up in life, that progression started with thought. From thought to word, from word to action, from action to habit, from habit to character, from character to destiny. Now, if you just take out all of the things in between, what you think, you become. Your thought is the master of your destiny. So what you think, so you become. Change the way you think. Now, changing your way you think means you need to start to adopt certain habits every day, every single day, till you master it. And there are many things that you need to change. And change doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be drastic. It doesn't have to be earth-shaking. Change can be very slight and yet very, very powerful. The objective actually is for if each and every one of you could change 1% every day. That's it, 1%. So you target being 1% better in whatever you're doing every day. Now 1% is not too much to ask for. 1% in everything that you do, you need to be better than you were yesterday. And that 1%, imagine what that 1% does. Just that 1%, if you were to do it every day, and you accumulate that 1%. Remember now, 1% of 100% today, tomorrow it becomes 1% of 101%. And thereafter it becomes 1% of 102. So eventually that 1% accumulates, and the mathematicians will tell you that if you just improved 1% a day, you would improve 37 times, 3,700 times, just within a span, say, of a year. Is that not amazing? You will be 37 times better than the person you are today. If you could just improve 1%, that's a very simple target to aim for. But the objective here is not to overthink. The problem with most of us is our overthinking. We can't help ourselves. You know, we analyze till we paralyze ourselves. You know, we analyze ourselves till we paralyze ourselves. And that's our biggest problem. That we sit here and overthink. Should I do it? Should I not do it? What will somebody say? What will somebody think? You know, is this something I can do? Can I succeed? And that goes into, unfortunately, like a whirlpool and sucks you in. Overthinking is the worst thing that you can do. Overthinking paralyzes us. We get into fear when we overthink. We can't move because we overthink. Are you with me? Now it might appear like, you know, it might appear like this sounds very heavy, but overthinking can seriously paralyze you. And if you just stop overthinking and move, it'll be amazing the things you could do. You could literally walk on water. So I have a little video here to explain why overthinking, if it is removed, overthinking, once it's taken out, can make you do almost miraculous things. A small, very, very short video. We good for a video? Excellent. See what
Actual
happens.
footage of what happens when you don't overthink.
See, that's very, very short. You need to see it one more time to get the hang of it. Look at all the people who are stuck there because they are not moving. This happens in life. This is what happens to networking. This is what happens to most networkers. You're hanging on there thinking, should I move? Should I move? And you're afraid to take a move. Look at all the people who are paralyzed. And look at this guy. There's old guy who's not obviously very fit, but moving at the speed of light just because he's not thinking. Shall we see it again?
Yes.
Actual
One more
footage
time.
of what happens when you don't overthink.
See how simple life becomes when you don't overthink it. Overthinking holds us all back. We can do amazing things. We do amazing things all the time. We are people who are capable of, basically overcoming some of the greatest challenges. If you look at the world right now, we are going through some really challenging times. We have a war that's going on. We have wars that have been going on for centuries, actually. And yet we continue to do what we do. So, as human beings go, we are remarkable. Our capacity to overcome fear, to overcome our odds, to actually if you look at the fact that every war, after effect of every war in the last century, World War I, World War II, after that was our greatest growth period. Now, sometimes we need to be pushed against the wall in order to perform. Sometimes it becomes very necessary for us to be able to overcome fear. Now, one of my favorite videos that I always showed for a long time was People Are Awesome. But I just came across another one that Padman will like even better.
Yes, Ane.
See, there's this sport. They call it a sport. I think it's absolutely crazy. But then being crazy, I have always thought is a good thing. They call it parkour. Now, this parkour thing is apparently very, very famous in certain parts of the world. But crazy is good as long as we can turn that into something productive. But nevertheless, the fact that this guy can actually do what he does, the guy shows no fear whatsoever. And if he is willing to do this, to risk his life, right, for that few seconds when he feels that is so important, and there's virtually no audience for him to see, no success that will come out of it, no difference to his bank account, but he goes out and risks his life anyway. The fact that he does that means that you, who have many more reasons. Yesterday when I was talking to Kavita, she said, all of you are sitting on different fires. You all have fires that you go home to. You have fires that are burning underneath you. You have fires that will burn your house down. You're just not waking up to it. I agree. I was saying to her that I need to light, each one of you up before you go. She said to me, Dato, they are already on fire. They're just not aware of it. And here's the beauty of that statement. Conquer your fear, and you can conquer the world. The only thing holding you back right now is fear. Fear of someone saying something, fear of somebody doing something, fear of you moving, fear of you, achieving success. All of these are different fears. So parkour, to keep Padman, we have to keep Padman happy every once in a while. So video about parkour, a guy who knows no fear. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. You know, this is a guy who's doing it for the heck of it. You are doing it for your lives. Can you hear me out there? Are you with me? You are doing it for your lives. And life is an amazing adventure. One that we need to all live as an adventure. We're just not doing it. And, you know, we should start the day. If there's one practice that you need to start with, we should start the day with gratitude. Be grateful for the lives that you have. Be grateful for who you are. Be grateful because there is always someone somewhere who is worse off than you are. You are sitting here right now at the cusp of greatness, of a possibility that you might actually go out there and become incredibly successful. It must be so successful it is silly. And that is within your hands. You are right now at the cusp of this. But it's what you need is attitude. You start with gratitude, and from gratitude, you will get the right attitude. Why gratitude? Because from gratitude, from a place of gratitude, everything becomes possible. There are many reasons why you need to be grateful. I have many videos that I watch, like the parkour video, that gives me courage and says to me, this is something that we can do if you practice. Practice makes perfect. Now, this guy obviously did not go up to the tallest building to start practicing this. I can guarantee you that. Because he would have fallen many, many, many times. But he started. And he started probably 2 feet off the ground. So that he could fall, that he could get up, and he could stand and get up again. That he could what? Get up again. That he could what? Get up again. That he could what? Get up again. Now, why is that so important? It is because he got up again so many, 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 many times that 2 feet became 20 feet. 20 feet became 200 feet. At 2,000 feet, he wasn't bothered anymore. Simply because he started and practiced at 2 feet. You are now at 2. But you need to keep on doing it and practicing it every day. So from gratitude, grateful that you have this opportunity, comes the right attitude. Attitude is so fundamentally important. You know, I could show you Usain Bolt because that is immense attitude. One of the most remarkable athletes of the last century. He changed the world of running, as it were. But instead of showing you Usain Bolt, I'm going to show you another athlete, someone that I regard a lot more higher than Usain Bolt himself. And he continues to inspire me today because the man never gives up. And despite his disability, he is able to move my heart. So you have watched a lot of people talk today. So I'm going to break it up with a few videos here and there. So it doesn't, let you doze off. Are you with me? So we're going to watch this guy with an incredible, I can't even begin to describe to you, how he would have the gumption, the guts to do what he does. But he does it indeed. A man without legs, and he runs.
I study the best guys in the world, and I compete against the best guys in the world. And now I'm going to beat the best guys in the world, and that's just how I see it. I posted a video on my Instagram, and I was running real fast. Like, I did about 25 yards in only like 3-4 seconds. And they were just like, wow. And they were like, we think you could set a record. And I was like, sure, if you want me to try it. Guinness World Records is there, everybody's there, former Olympians, former world record holders are all there supporting me, hyping me up, getting me going, and then I just took off, man.
Come on, baby, come on! Come on!
And the crazy thing was, my first one was actually faster than my second one. I was moving so fast, and then I slid into it and ducked under the sensor. So I had to go do it again. I was expecting, I was like, y'all don't understand, like I'm gonna be under 5 seconds, maybe even under 4, and I called it. The first thing I said, the second I was done, I looked at all of it, I said, I told you.
What I say?
I said, I told you exactly what I was about to do, and I just did it. To be a Guinness World Record title holder, I'm #1. You know, there's nobody faster than me right now. I'm the fastest man on their hands in the world, but at the same time, it also means that my family's winning, my town's winning, and my support group's winning, because without them, I wouldn't be here doing this for you guys. So I was born with caudal regression syndrome. It's a very rare disease. I always work with what I got because I don't really have any other cards that are dealt to me. A lot of people say foster mother. I'm not a big fan of that because she is my mother. The foster care system reached out to my mom, said that we exhausted all our options, and that could you take in this?
Now tell me, what's your excuse? What's your excuse? Give me your excuse. I want to hear your excuse. Now tell me, what's your excuse? This is a man who doesn't see his disability. He's blind to his disability. So what's your excuse? What's holding you back? What's your fear? Look at him. His attitude is amazing. He continues to inspire me every single time that I watch him. So, I'm asking you now, what's your excuse? You have an excuse for me that I can hear? I like to hear your excuses today. Indonesia, you have an excuse? Kolkata, any excuses why you cannot do this? Nigeria, do you have an excuse? Sudan, do you have an excuse? Bangalore, any excuses? Tell me, I'm interested. You've seen this guy and seen what he's doing. Give me an excuse. Morocco, any excuses? So you come here to week on for one reason only, to put aside your excuses. Because the excuses of your life has destroyed your life for as long as you are living. You have to throw your excuses aside, otherwise we cannot move forward. Are you with me? Are you with me? Are you with me? You have a war cry when you go back home. You know what is your war cry? No excuses. No excuses. Can we hear this? Morocco, no excuses. Ahmedabad, no excuses. Dubai, no excuses. Chandigarh, Delhi, no excuses. Dubai, no excuses. Bangalore, no excuses. Indonesia, no excuses. Kolkata, no excuses. Coimbatore, no excuses. Nigeria, no excuses. Cote d'Ivoire, No excuses. Tirunelveli, no excuses. Burundi, no excuses. Do you think they have excuses we can listen to, Batman?
I don't think they have any excuses anymore. The video was amazing.
So before we come back to talking to you, shall we do some questions then?
Oh, mane. Sati, David, and on your camera, so you come on the front.
I'll put a video up and then we will start the questions.
Oh, mane.
So this is a very interesting video because, nature is one of our most important teachers. I learn by watching nature. Most of the time, people ask me where I get my best lessons from. And I learn by watching nature. There's an amazing video that I show every time. It's about a mother duck that takes her children up the stairs. It's a beautiful, beautiful video. And, but that's the theme of teamwork. Now, I've seen this happen in many other animals around the world. I've seen it in goats, wild mountain goats. But I think in today's audience, we will go back to the old tried and tested video of the mother duck, because Patman likes that video. So this is a mother duck with a very beautiful song, because teamwork is the only thing that will carry you through the day. You change everything. You begin the day with gratitude. You change your attitude and you build your team. Are you with me? Yes? So shall we watch this? A mother, which is actually the greatest network of all our mothers. So in celebration of this mother.
खुदा से मेरी मुश्किलें बड़ी हैं, ये मत कहो खुदा से मेरी मुश्किलें बड़ी हैं, ये मुश्किलों से कह दो मेरा खुदा बड़ा है। आती है आंधियाँ तो कर उनका खैर मकदम, आती है आंधियाँ तो कर उनका खैर मकदम, तूफान से ही तो लड़ने खुदा ने तुझे गढ़ा है। ये मत कहो खुदा से मेरी मुश्किलें बड़ी हैं, ये मुश्किलों से कह दो मेरा खुदा बड़ा है, मेरा खुदा बड़ा है, मेरा खुदा बड़ा है। अग्नि में तप के सोना है और भी निखरता, अग्नि में तप के सोना है और भी निखरता, दुर्गम को पार करके हिमालय कोई चढ़ा है। लाएगी रंग मेहनत आखिर तुम्हारी एक दिन, लाएगी रंग मेहनत आखिर तुम्हारी एक दिन, होगा विशाल तरवर वो बीज जो पड़ा है। ये मत कहो खुदा से मेरी मुश्किलें बड़ी हैं, ये मुश्किलों से कह दो मेरा खुदा बड़ा है।
Excellent.
I just got the translation of the song, Ane.
Beautiful.
Very beautiful
Isn't it?
words.
So you don't need to understand the translation though. You just have to see the fact that she never gives up. And ultimately, you know, the last person, she waits for the last person, which is
Yes.
exactly what you do. All right? The weakest link, the last person.
Yes.
That's the most important thing.